Hi guys, this is RiceSnow. Last time we added some objects to the dungeon and created this rock puzzle. In this video, we add some monsters and the final boss. But before that, we're gonna fix bugs. There are two bugs. The first one is collision bug. When you get knockback effect, you can get stuck in an object. Let me make him invincible. Yeah. So now I'm stuck in this treasure chest and cannot move anymore. Open this collision checker. Problem is in this check object. So I didn't add this direction modification if statement when we check object collision. So I thought it's not necessary at the time because I was thinking, okay, so objects are like a key, red potion, coin, mana crystal, and those objects are not solid. But actually, they are solid objects too, like chest or doors. So we definitely need to handle the knockback direction. So we can just copy this and paste it here, and using this direction, so when we check the direction, so we don't get stuck anymore. Alright, and the second bug is, so if you open a chest and save the game, and load the game and interact with this chest again, then so no text shows up. So this is a bug. This is because when we instantiate this chest object, we need to call this setRoot method to input these texts into this dialog array. So usually we do that. We are calling this from the asset setter, but when we load these chests, we are just setting this object to this root. So we are not calling the setRoot method. So naturally, this set dialog never get called. So this dialog array becomes empty. So that's why no text shows up. So instead of passing this object directly to this root, we're gonna call setRoot method and pass this object to this method. So open the chest, save the game. Load the game. So text shows up. Alright, so that's a quick update. So let's add some monsters to the dungeon. And in the last video, I added these bat images. So let's create this monster. Bat. And I think I'm gonna copy this green slime. Bat. And so this bat can move pretty fast. So I'm gonna set 4. And max life, I'll do the final adjustment of these stats later when I work on the total game balance. So for now, I'm gonna just set kind of a placeholder numbers like 7, experience 7 or something, and no projectile, and the solid area is okay, and image. And I'm not gonna add pathfinding ability to this bot, because if a monster has only physical attack, then the pathfinding sometimes make monsters easier to kill because it just comes to you, so you can keep attacking it. And I realized that this kind of monster actually becomes more difficult to kill without pathfinding. So yeah, not gonna use this and this and no pass. Yeah, we can delete this, but in case you change your mind later, then you can always activate this pathfinding. So let's place these bots. Asset setter. This is map 3, I think. Map 2. And this is map 2. Okay, yeah, something like this. Let's check. Okay, but it's somewhere around here. Oh yeah, it's here. And also here. And here. It's moving pretty fast, but there is a little issue here. So we are picking up a random direction here. So basically it checks its direction every 120 frames, so every 2 seconds. But when a monster moves fast, like this bot, naturally it moves more distance while the action is locked. So I think it would be more interesting if we could set a different action lock interval on each monster. So we receive parameter here, interval, and use this here. So we can pass any number from here. So for example, like 10. And so we need to fix other monsters too. So this slime 120 is fine. And oak and red slime. This is also 120. Okay, let's check. Yeah, so now the bot changes its direction more often and makes it harder to hit. Yeah, if you feel it's too difficult, then you can always adjust this number. Also, we need to fix the player's respawn point, because right now we are only setting this world X and world Y. So let's add the map information too. And this current area information too, so we can change the lighting situation. Here, I think current area that equal outside. Yeah, so now we can return to the default position. And I feel like the dungeon is a bit too dark. It's a bit hard to fight. So I think I'm gonna increase the light level a little bit. So lighting class. So the maximum darkness level is 0.96. So I'm gonna decrease it to like 94 or something. 3, 2. And without light, maybe 97. So even without the light, you can barely see things. And if you have the lantern, then Yeah, like this. So I guess this looks okay. Yeah, so I can somehow see where the bat is. So this makes it a bit easier to fight them. Yeah, I think I like this better. So the first floor is done. So we're gonna add the boss to the second floor. So I created this giant skeleton warrior. It's a 32 by 32 sprite or 32 by 64 for the attack images. So I'm gonna copy everything to the monster package and create a monster class. MON skeleton load. And I'm gonna use the code of the orc class as a template. Because the behavior is kind of similar. And for this one, we set a static name. MON name skeleton load. Oops. And set the name here. So we're gonna need this when we create a cutscene. And okay, so let's set the image. So skeleton load. Okay. And these are 32 by 32 images, but I'm gonna increase the size even more. It's a final boss, so I want to make it look intimidating. So I'm gonna make this monster 5 times larger than the normal monsters or a player. So I think I'm gonna create an integer here. 5 and multiply the images by I. So I can change the size by just changing this number in case I change my mind later. On the screen, this will be 240 by 240. So it's pretty big, but why not? Okay, then this attack image too. So we times 2 vertically and horizontally. Alright, now let's set these stats. Speed is 1, max life is like 50, attack 10, defense 2, experience 50, knockback 5. Yeah, again, this is not final, so we can adjust the stats later by actually playing the game. And the solid area. So the character size is 240, and to make it easier, I'm gonna use a variable int size equal tile size times 5. And I'm gonna set the solid area like this. So one tile from the top and one tile from the both side. So that means, so X so tile size, Y tile size, and the width is, so size minus 48 times 2, and this is size minus 48. And the attack area is like 170, 170. So it has a pretty large attack area, and attack motion is a bit faster than orc, so 25, 50 or something. Okay, so the images and stats are done for now, and from here, while implementing this boss behavior, I will also explain how to handle large entities in our program, because the current system is constructed based on single tile size entities. So we need to update our system so it can adjust entities with different sizes. And normal working sprites are okay, but we need to fix how to handle these attack images. So go to the entity and in this draw method. So here. So right now for up and left direction, we subtract a tile size so we can get correct coordinates. But if the entity is larger than the tile size, this doesn't work. So instead of using a tile size, we get its image size and use a number like this. Up1.get height. So this get height is a method in the buffered image class, and it returns the height of the image. So, and for the left is also left1.get width. You know, the image is square, so basically you can use any directional image though. So now all the attack images are correctly positioned regardless its size. Okay, now we're gonna work on his behavior, and unfortunately we cannot use a pathfinding function for this one because this is just too big for that. So for this one we implement an independent AI that we're gonna do shortly. So remove this, delete this, and not gonna use this, and not gonna use this. For now, let's work on his attack rate and attack range, since he has a swing attack like the orc, and it has a much larger attack area than the orc, like 60 and times 10 times 5 or something. And okay, jump to this method. And we need to update these get x distance and get y distance methods too. So right now we are calculating the distance by using this top left corner. So in this case, from here to here and here. So in this case, the distance is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So it works fine if both entities are single tile size. And now look at this image. So when you have a large character like this, even though the both distance are 8 tiles, but this is way closer than this. So to fix this, we're gonna use the center point of the entity. So this way it won't be affected by the size. So we create two methods, public int get center x and public int get center y. Int center x equal world x plus, so here again we're gonna get the image size, get width, and divide it by 2, so we can get the center x and return it. And for center y, height, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna change this left, it's the same though, and y, and now we're gonna edit these get x distance and y distance. So we're gonna change this world x to get center x, and this is also get center x, and this is get center y, and get center y. So back to this check attack or not. Instead of using just word Y or word X, we use the center point. So this is get center Y. Center Y, center Y, center Y, and this is center X. Center X, center X, center X. Yeah, so now all the calculations are done based on this center point. Now let's place this boss. Map num 3. Skeleton load. Alright, let's check. Here we go. Oh, yep, he is here. Oops, one hit kill. Yeah, of course he is still level 1. Let me activate the God mode here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna create a debug mode, debug God mode shortcut. Okay, let me do that real quick. Key handler and boolean God mode on false, and the place state here. Copy this God mode. So I haven't used G, I think so. And God mode on. God mode on, God mode on, God mode on. And okay, player. Yeah, here. If key.God mode on equal false, then we're gonna do this game over stuff. And this should be okay, but I think I'm gonna display some text. So we see the God mode is on, so probably here. God mode and XY, okay. And I think I'm gonna temporarily disable the darkness effect so we have better visibility. Environment, okay, disable this. Okay, let's check. Okay, and God mode on. Oh, yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah, anyway, the God mode is working. And I found another issue. So, yeah, did you see that? So as you can see, the skeleton load, suddenly disappears. That's because we are only drawing the entities in the screen frame. We check that based on the top left corner of the entity. So for example, if the screen is like this top left corner is out of the frame. So the program thinks it doesn't need to render this character. So to fix this, we increase the kind of a margin of this camera a little bit. Not tile size, but tile size 5 tiles. Like this. Yeah, so now it doesn't disappear. Looks good, I think, yeah. So the skeleton load is displayed correctly, But right now, he's just randomly walking around and attacks only when the player gets in the attack range. So we're gonna add a bit more AI pattern and let him chase the player. So it's kind of simple version of pathfinding. So in this entity, we're gonna create a method. Public void move toward player or something. And we're gonna receive parameter interval. So this method basically makes this entity move toward the player. So when the player gets in its aggro range, so we call this method. Okay, so here's where we increase this action lock counter and check if the counter hits the interval. And okay, also I think I'm going to change this from equal to greater, and this one too, because now maybe the counter can increase by 2 in a single loop. I'm not so sure, but just to be safe. And here we can check the distance between the player and this skeleton load. So if get x distance targeted player is greater than get y distance gp dot player, or get x distance gp dot player is smaller than y distance. So first we compare which is longer, x distance or y distance. And if x distance is longer, this entity moves either left or right. And if y distance is longer, this entity moves either up or down. And so if x is longer, so we choose left or right. So gp.player get center x smaller than this entities get center x. This means the player is on the left side, so direction is left, and else direction is right. And okay, copy paste and y. So this is y is smaller, so that means player is above of this entity, so direction up and down. And okay, also if it's changed its direction, then we're gonna reset this action lock counter. Yeah, like this. Go back to this skeleton load class, and we set a condition to call that method. So this time we can use the get tile distance method. This is also we created a while ago. I don't know, maybe within 10 tiles. Then we call that move toward player. Also pass the interval, maybe 60. So this means every 60 frame it's gonna check this player's position and maybe change the direction. Okay, yeah, let's check. God mode on. I think the attack range 10 tiles was kind of too long, so maybe 7 or something. Ooh. Oh, I'm stuck. He's still chasing me. Maybe 10 tiles is too long. Oh, he gave up. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so now when you get closer, it starts chasing you. And as a final touch, we implement a rage state. So kind of a boss phase 2. So it means when the monster's life becomes low, it enters a rage state and becomes more powerful. To do that, I'm gonna add one more state, I think. Public boolean in rage or something. And so I created these rage images. So I just changed his eye color to red. But if you want, you can change his body color too, maybe. So I named them phase 2. So when we set images, if in rage equal false, then set these normal ones if in rage equal true, or you can type else. Either way is fine. I prefer to write true, so it's more readable, I guess. And so if it's in rage, we're gonna use phase 2 image. And this one too. And okay, so set action. So here we check his current life. If first in rage equal false and life is less than max life divided by 2 or something, half life, in rage equal true, and get image, get attack image. So you can change his stats however you want, and I'm gonna increase his speed and attack. So default speed plus plus and speed equal default speed, and attack times 2, maybe it's too much, but it's okay for now. And I think I'm gonna increase the player's attack power for now, because you know he cannot really give any damage right now, so maybe strength 5 or something. Okay, let's check. Ouch. 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 Oh. Ow. Ouch. Nice. Ow. Oh, and he enters a rage mode, so he moves faster and attack harder, I think. Ouch. Maybe I should increase his attacking speed too. Ow. Come on. Okay. Whew. I mean, my life is minus 244. Anyway, the rage mode is also implemented. Maybe I'm gonna increase the light radius too of this runtime. Maybe 350. Okay, I think that's all for now. So now we can fight the boss. And in the next video, we implement a cutscene. So we create a cutscene manager class. So we can create a little boss encounter cutscene. So thanks for watching and until next time.